The Cowboys are not going to beat everybody like that, right? We played football for a long time. I played football at a high level. And it don't always go like that. There's going to be times where it's not going to look good. And that's football. America, that's football. Everything going to be 40-0. That's not realistic. So we'll see when it gets tight, and we see what Dak Prescott looks like when it gets tight. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Hey.
Oh!
Was he right?
Shady, I got to come to you for my lotto tickets because you were absolutely right. Who do you blame for the Cowboys' loss?
We them boys. We them boys. The best defense of all time. You know what y'all said? Let me take these off for a second. Let me get serious for a second. I'm blaming Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott number 4. Not 4, 4. The reason why I blame him for the loss is because I told you this. The defense, yeah, they're great. But one day they're going to have a bad day. They're going to have a slow start. It happens all the time in football. My years, I've played with some great offenses. I played against some great defenses. And every game, they're not going to be great. And then we talked about how they got all these field goals. Last week, they got in the red zone 6 times. They scored twice. Everything else was field goals, field goals, field goals. Same thing in the first game. Last game, they got there 6 times, correct? 5. And only had, how many? 1 touchdown. All field goals. You told me that was cool. You said, oh, shit, that doesn't matter.
Who told you?
You told me.
He said you.
Hold up.
That was cool.
You told me that too. You tried to put it on me though. And I said that's not the case. And if you really watch the Cowboys offense, I've been saying this since day one. The defense looks great. That's why they look like they were so dominant. But the offense, they ran the ball well and they were super conservative. Why they're super conservative? They don't have a rookie quarterback. They don't trust Dak Prescott. We don't want you to throw the ball. We're down by 2 scores. We're not throwing it. We're gonna run it. We're gonna run it. We're gonna run it. Because they don't trust him. And my thing is, when I say I blame him, just because of if you're going to pay a quarterback $160-something million and you don't trust him to throw the ball without making turnovers, you can't win like that. You might as well have a Brock Purdy. You might as well have a young quarterback. So I got to blame him for this loss. I mean, he threw it right to the guy, like, and they say, oh, Eagle player at that.
At that, because you're right.
Some things just doesn't change.
Well,
You done? Because you feel y'all
Enjoy. Listen, I'm going to let it go around.
I give you all the time you need to let it loose, man.
you know, we were told, Shady, the information that we were given was it was unnecessary. Just people were saying.
People like next to you.
People were saying that the red zone didn't matter, that the defense, you don't need to play at a high level offensively. I mean, they don't even say this about just this team. I am a defense girl. I love defenses. I love a dominant defense. I love turnovers. I love interceptions, pick sixes. Who doesn't? What fun. But if you are a team that's going to win at a high level in the NFL, you also have to be able to perform on the offensive side of the ball, which is why I blame the offense for that loss. Because we know what that defense is capable of. The defense is consistent. They had a bad game. It happens. And honestly, they didn't even have that bad of a game. Go score in the red zone.
Yeah.
Score in the red zone. You like that. You have all the pieces. You have the run game. You have the quarterback that's paid. You have an offensive head coach. You have wide receivers. You have an all-pro wide receiver. You're playing against a team that we all think is tanking. Which, by the way, remember when I said that's careful to play that Caleb Williams sweepstakes thing? Yeah. There's beat the Cowboys. The team that we think, some people think is going to make it to the Super Bowl this year. Yeah. Some people think it's going to make it to the Super Bowl this year. The red zone is a problem. They were 1 of 5 in the red zone in touchdown efficiency. 2 field goals. An interception in the red zone. Shady. An interception in the red zone.
It doesn't change.
I mean, for the season, they had 1 touchdown drive yesterday. They have 6 touchdown drives. That's 1 fewer than the Colts and 2 less than the Broncos, which we'll get to very, very soon. Trust me. It's just the offense. You have to be able to perform at a high level when your defense is down. That's what a complete team does. And that's just not what happened yesterday.
Not at all. It's funny, James, because Dak Prescott wasn't good enough to win, obviously. Yeah. I'm a former defensive player, so I look at defense scrutinously, and I blame the defense. You give up 222 yards rushing, that's a problem. Yeah. At any level, high school, college, professionally. Furthermore, you give up 10 yards you give up 10 points in the first 2 drives, that's a problem. You give up 83 rushing yards in the first 2 drives. Shady will tell you, 83 yards, that's not a bad day as a running back for a game. You gave up 83 yards in the first 2 drives, that's a problem. You let the Cardinals go 5 for 10 on 3rd down, money down, that's a problem. You give up the 2nd most rushing yards in the Dan Quinn era, and Dan Quinn's one of the best defensive coordinators the Cowboys have ever had, that's a problem. Now, Cowboys Cowboys offense, obviously they need to be better. Dak, you can't throw a pick in the red zone, but as I see it with my math, even if Dak converts on that touchdown and gets the 2-point conversion, the Cowboys are still down by 3 with 3 minutes and change left to go. So you cannot allow the Cardinals to score 28 points, period. Now, especially if Josh Dobbs is a quarterback. Now, Cowboys got to put up more than 16 points. I mean, they just have to put up more than 16 points. But I think about it like this, James. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Cardinals play hard.
And the Cardinals play hard. The Cowboys are more talented, duh. That's why everybody at this table picked the Cowboys to win, along with Vegas. But hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Cowboys didn't work hard enough yesterday.
It's crazy after one game how you could point the finger at everybody, right? You guys took the offense, you took the defense, and I'm taking the offense as a whole. It's not just Dak Prescott. I watched him get in the red zone 5 times. When you get inside the red zone as a receiver, you're not finna be wide open. It's just not going to happen. The game is moving too fast, right? You're on a very, very short field. You're not going to be wide open. I don't really care what formations you're in. So this is going to be tight window throws, tough catches. They had 0 separation. Some of these passes, they batted down on third down. It was 0 separation. Dak Prescott's giving you an opportunity ball, Brandon Cooks, and the receivers, but it's 0 separation. So for me, number 1, the receivers got to win. Number 2, Dak has to get better at throwing these tight windows throws in the red zone. It is not going to be wide open throws to where you could put touches on this consistently. These are going to have to come out of your hand. They're going to have to be on a rope. They're going to have to be tight throws. But you don't rush for 222 yards if your offense score in the red zone, because you know what that's going to make the Cardinals have to do. And that's going to make them have to throw the football. So I blame it on the offense because you let the Cardinals stay ahead of the sticks and be able to kind of go through their game plan and be able to run the ball what they want to do, take the ball out of Dobbs' hands and let him use his legs. If you convert on 3 of those for touchdowns, that's 21 points.
But here's the dilemma.
That's a totally different game.
Remember how the joint started, which is why I was so confused. The game starts with the Arizona Cardinals going down, getting 3. Game starts quite literally as Shady was just identifying it for y'all on camera at home with the read option play. Cardinals go down and get 3. Next possession, Cardinals go down and get 7. I'm like, wait, what is going on here? You know what I mean? Like, I was confused.
But I was telling y'all that in football, which you played, you know that every game is not going to be this great. We've seen the defense for last 2 weeks ball out.
Yeah.
Right? They got good defense. Even if Diggs got hurt, they still have a really, really good defense. But they're not going to play great every game. It doesn't happen like that. There might be times where we have a slow start where the defense, we give up 10 points. Mm-hmm. That can happen. We can't say they lost their game because they put up 10 points. Listen, I get it. We all think that the Cardinals are trying to tank. I feel like that. But it's the NFL. And these guys are elite athletes just like the Cowboys are. They just have better players. And when the defense lets you down, or not even lets you down, they have a bad moment, offense got to pick them up. No doubt. Last week, I said that. Yeah, they're getting to the red zone, but they're getting field goals. What happens when you need points? And your quarterback, they can't give it to you. When I watched this game, as closer it got to the end, I said the Cowboys, they're talented, they should win this game. But then when I seen the way that McCarthy was calling the plays, like, okay, hold up. He don't trust Dak. They were down by 2 scores. They were still running the ball. Not even with Tony Pollard, with the backup running back. So I'm like, man, you bring in Brandon Cooks, who's a hell of a wide receiver for number 2. You already have an all-pro wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, and you still don't want to throw the ball? That tells you something. As an offense, when you're not using your quarterback a certain way, you're trying to protect him. Why are you trying to protect him? Because you know what's going to happen. That interception, McCarthy knew that. He was trying to prevent that from happening. And now that happened, teams, they know this. We run the ball at Dallas, run that Michael Parsons to keep him, neutralize him from getting to the quarterback, and you make Dak Prescott beat you. Because he showed he can do it.
And they're not going to win a Super Bowl if Coach Mike is scared for him to make mistakes. Go ahead, Joy.
Well, he should be scared for him to make mistakes.
He's terrified, Joy. He's terrified.
It's a reasonable fear. Some are irrational fears. That is a reasonable fear. And that's going to have to get fixed if they are going. And again, just get to the NFC Championship game first. I don't know why do the Cowboys not have to play in the NFC Championship game?
Everybody does.
Everybody was skipping that. They have another round in the playoffs that they have to get to before they get to a Super Bowl. Dak has yet to throw a touchdown pass to a wide receiver. Oof. We're going into week 4.
That wasn't a screen. They scored on a screen. You're right. I forgot that. You're right. That pass was
not a wide receiver. That's yet to happen. In the red zone, they are converting touchdowns at 20%. They're tied for 27th in the NFL with the Jets and the Saints, who just lost their quarterback potentially for at least next week. This is the issue that I've had with the Cowboys. It's that we get onto this hype train. Everyone gets excited, as they should, because it looks exciting and it's big and it's happening. And then it's like, oh, you don't got to worry about all of the things that we can obviously see are going to be problems down the road. We don't have to worry about that. It was what happened last year with the turnovers. It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. What did it do? It mattered. So it's not that the Cowboys season is over, or they're a bad team all of a sudden, or the defense isn't going to pick it up next week, or that they're going to lose to another team that they're favored over. That's not what anyone is saying. What I'm saying is the same thing that Shady was saying. You have to score points. Yep. It can't be field goals and one touchdown. It can't be relying on the defense to score points. If you're going to go out there and beat elite teams in the NFL consistently, particularly in the postseason, you're going to have to be able to do that. And we saw that they weren't able to do that yesterday.
Shady, you lost the game before that you were supposed to win?
Yeah.
Acho, you lost the game before
doubt,
you were supposed
Coach.
No doubt, right? It's football. They lost the game they were supposed to win. They did not play good football. But for me, what stands out is you gave us another head scratcher, Dak. You know what I mean? Like, you gave us another head scratcher, which lets us know when the game is on the line, we can't trust you. Forget first quarter, second quarter, all that, trying to play good offense and take the... When the game is on the line, when we need you to make a throw, to put your team in position to find a way to win this game, once again, you did not make the throw. And tell me somebody on this Cardinal defense. Ain't really, right?
Too many.
There ain't too many on this Cardinal defense. You talk about winning a championship, or like Joy said, you talk about getting to an NFC championship, you're not playing the Cardinals, right? You're playing the Eagles defense. You're playing the Niners defense. You know what I'm saying? So for me, Dak is going to, and I'm
Yeah. The last time you said this was
Dak is going to have to start making these throws. He is going to have to start making these throws. Are the Cowboys... It's going to be a early.
Wait, you sure though? Are you sure? Because you told me
and
something.
the Cowboys, Acho, look at me, Acho.
Before you go, can you make sure he's sure? You said it didn't matter. It didn't matter before when I said it. So you sure? All right, that's all I want to
It's going to be an early exit. Dak going to have to start making these throws.
Well,
I still believe he will, though.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.